Yesterday, I was asked by someone how I fell in love with reading books, and that's when I recollected this story from when I was a little boy. My grandmom would often go to the Arya Samaj Mandir, and even though I wasn't super excited about attending the proceedings of the Arya Samaj, but it was definitely a better proposition as compared with studying or reading at home. So I would often go with her to the Arya Samaj Mandir. In the Arya Samaj Mandir, the Guru or the Panditji used to share the shalokas and various Sanskrit proverbs, which made little sense to me. But there was this section at the end where people would ask questions and he would answer. And that was somewhat interesting. Like people would ask any question, such as if there is life after death, or what happens after someone dies, or what's the best way to live, and so on and so forth. So once a lady, asked a question which went like this. She was like, I read all these religious holy books, but there's very little that I can retain. I forget very soon, and then I realized that there was no point of me reading it anyway. Now, to this question, the Panditji responded that have you seen a sponge? A sponge, when it is put on a wet place, it absorbs the water in it. And even though by looking at the sponge, there's very or hardly any difference you get to see whether the sponge is filled with water or if it is dry. But when it is squeezed, then the water comes out. So reading books is just like that, and especially reading holy books is what he was talking about. When you read books, you won't realize there's any difference that has been made to you. From the outside, you will look like the same person with or without having read any books. But when the time comes, when there is a decision to be made, when there is a crisis situation, when the time comes, that's when you will squeeze the knowledge and it'll come out automatically. That was a changing moment in my life, and that's when I understood that reading books is going to be a game changer, and there's been no looking back. So there's a story behind everything, and I hope this story resonates with you and you can share with your children to make them fond of reading books. Ciao.